types of shopping cart systems. Now that you know what to expect from a shopping cart or storefront system, let's break down the different types of systems available. This will help you narrow the field further in terms of what you are looking for on your website. There are 4 different programming types of shopping cart systems to choose from. Traditional CGI shopping cart. CGI, or Common Gateway Interface, is a standard interface that allows HTML programming to interact with various program applications. A traditional CGI shopping cart is supported by all major browsers, and the cost is generally low-end. However, these types of shopping carts are maintained through HTML coding, making setup and maintenance time-consuming. They also tend to load slowly and take up a major portion of your bandwidth and system resources. CGI Cookie Shopping Cart. A CGI cart that uses cookies is easier to set up and maintain, faster than a traditional CGI cart, and uses less bandwidth and fewer system resources. However, if a shopper who has disabled cookies in their browser attempts to use the cart, the order process will not work, and the shopper can easily become frustrated and leave. Java Applet-based shopping cart. Java programming provides a rich and visually appealing interface for your website visitors. However, an applet-based cart system necessitates your building the entire store inside the applet program application. These types of carts can be slow and difficult to customize. JavaScript Cookie Shopping Cart. Fast, easy to set up, customize and maintain, visually appealing, easy on bandwidth and system resources, JavaScript cookie carts have it all, except the ability to process orders for customers who have disabled cookies. However, many of these programs have gotten around this by relying on temporary IP addresses when cookies are not allowed. When it comes to actually obtaining a shopping cart system, you have 3 choices regarding the source of the software. Freeware. This choice obviously is free. The downside to a freeware shopping cart system is that it often does not have the capacity to support a large store. Also, there are limited customization options and often no merchant support or customer service. Freeware is an adequate solution for online merchants with only 1 or 2 different products. Commercial. You can purchase shopping cart or storefront software from a variety of software vendors. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of products on the market, ranging in price from a few hundred to a few $1,000s. Some companies offer customized storefront software based on the needs of the merchant. Others have one-size-fits-all packages, with changes being left up to the storefront owner. Web-based. Web-based software includes programs like Yahoo Store and Microsoft Commerce. These software programs are at once ISPs and customizable storefronts, with the back office located online and a wide range of available features. Many internet merchants choose these all-in-one solutions for online businesses, as they don't have to worry about maintaining separate accounts for everything. If you plan to select storefront software, it is a good idea to take your selections for a test drive before you implement them on your website. Most storefront software providers will give you a free trial period, usually 30, 60 or 90 days, to familiarize yourself with the software and discover whether it is the right solution for your business. A good storefront package can make running your business simpler and faster, and you will be able to accept credit cards with ease. Telephone payments. What is it? There are 2 options for your business if you want to accept credit card orders over the phone. You can take calls yourself and either enter the information into a web form or use a telephone credit card processing service to call payments in. Or you can enlist a third-party call centre to take telephone orders for you. Do-it-yourself telephone payments. Telephone credit card processing can be an ideal solution for the mobile, on-the-go virtual business owner. If you travel frequently for your business or attend trade shows on a regular basis, you may want to consider telephone credit card processing, also referred to as a virtual terminal. With a virtual terminal, you obtain the credit card information from the customer, usually over the phone or face-to-face, and then call into a toll-free number and follow the automated voice prompts to enter the information into the system. Virtual terminals are usually linked to the system you use for your website, so the payment will be transferred to your account in the same way as your online orders. There are various fees that can be associated with a virtual terminal. Some of them require application fees or one-time setup fees, a per-transaction processing fee, a monthly minimum or cancellation fees. A few phone credit card processing companies charge an annual fee or a voice authorization fee one time for dialing into your account. If you do not or prefer not to spend a lot of time in your company building or home office, having a virtual terminal is useful in several respects. You can dial into a virtual terminal from a landline or a cell phone, and for smaller businesses, the service eliminates the need for a swipe terminal or PDA device. Additionally, most virtual terminals will allow you to upgrade to point-of-sale equipment if your business grows. Virtual terminals are more secure than online transactions, since you are never routed through the internet for transactions. Since most have the ability to fully integrate with existing credit card processing systems, using a virtual terminal service can be an excellent alternate payment method for your business. Third-party call centres. Third-party call centres, also called outsource call centres or third-party verification services, provide a variety of services for businesses. Commonly offered services through a third-party call centre include inbound order processing and credit card processing, inbound customer support and customer service, inbound event registration, inbound help desk and technical support service, inbound overflow call management, after-hours or permanent answering service. Inbound, in reference to third-party call centres, refers to calls that come into your business. Telemarketing services and firms typically represent outbound services. Using the services of a third-party call centre is a good idea for certain types of businesses. If your company accepts telephone orders or provides a toll-free number for customer contact or services, you may want to consider a third-party call centre service. Some of the most common reasons for outsourcing calls include 24/7 availability of support staff, which allows call centres to react faster to a rise in call volume, even when it occurs during peak business times. Professional customer support representatives. Third-party call centre operators are trained to provide clients with quality, industry-specific support and service. Depending on the size of your company, you may be able to eliminate training, scheduling, and retention of staff by outsourcing to a third-party call centre. All customer support services are unified on one bill, allowing you to closely control and manage cost. Outsourcing to a third-party call centre can actually save you a substantial amount of money if your call volumes are typically high, as you do not have to pay staff or lose time answering the phone yourself. How do third-party centres charge for their services? Usually, outsourced call centres format their billing in one of three ways. Per minute. This is the most common billing method used by third-party call centres. Clients are charged on a per-minute basis for only the time that a call centre representative spends on calls associated with your account. Per call. Some third-party call centres bill clients on a per-call basis rather than per minute. This is most common when the call centre regularly handles businesses whose calls are more or less uniform in length. Per representative. The least frequent billing method used by third-party call centres is dedicating a representative or a number of representatives to individual accounts, and then charging clients a per-hour rate for each representative who handles their account. Installing features on your website. Once you have decided to accept credit card payments through your online business, you must then install the credit card processing service you've chosen on your website. Depending on the method you use to accept credit cards, the installation process can take a few hours, a few days, or even weeks for more complex, fully integrated solutions. You will most likely take one of three routes for installing your credit card processing system. Add buttons, web forms, or hyperlink text to your existing product pages. Install storefront software and position or upload your products into the software system. Or start over, or start for the first time, with a complete website storefront package through an ISP such as Yahoo or Microsoft. Regardless of which method or system you use, there are a few things all online merchants should be familiar with when operating an internet business. Location, location, location. One of the most important considerations regarding your credit card payment options is website placement and design. Your main goal should be to make it easy for visitors to become customers by placing orders in just a few clicks. If you are already selling online, you can get an idea of whether your ordering and checkout process is convenient for customers by checking the ratio of abandoned shopping carts to total orders. If more than 10% of your visitors leave items in their shopping carts without checking out, your checkout process probably needs some work. Website design in regards to order placement is not only important, it's also often overlooked. Abandoned shopping carts on average occur online around 32% of the time. 1/3 of internet buyers never complete their purchases. Why does this happen? Typically, it's for one of two reasons. The shopper is new to online purchasing and can't figure out how to get to the end of the complicated checkout process, or is afraid of making a mistake and being charged twice. The shopper is an experienced internet consumer and doesn't want to be bothered wading through a long and complicated checkout when the same type of product can be obtained faster elsewhere. There are several things you can do to make the shopping and checkout process easier and more convenient for customers. If you have several different products, installing a search function on your website is a big plus. You can download and install a site-specific Google search box for free from Google at www.google.com/FAQ_free-web-search.html. Another good practice is to make sure your order form is all on one page. It may look neater to have a customer fill in a few fields and then click on the button for the next page, but it can be frustrating to have to go through so many pages before your order is finally placed. This is especially troubling for dial-up users, who usually have to wait longer for the pages to load. Finally, make sure each product features its own Add to Cart button or link, both under the thumbnail and on the actual product page. If a customer does not immediately see how to buy the product, it will remain unbought. You can test your ordering process by asking a few friends, family members, or associates to make a small purchase through your website, and then requesting honest feedback on the simplicity of the process. Be sure to ask someone who won't pat you on the head and say, "That's nice." You want to know whether or not the process really works. HTML, what you need to know. Fewer and fewer storefront software programs or other website services rely on HTML coding to set up and maintain a website. Most people can design a professional-looking web page using an interface program such as Microsoft FrontPage, rather than creating the entire site with HTML. This is good news for all HTML-intolerant online entrepreneurs. Even if you couldn't tell a code snippet from a binary string, you can still set up and maintain a great-looking website. However, you should have at least a basic understanding of how HTML works, and be able to copy and paste code snippets into your website's template. What is a code snippet? A code snippet is a string of HTML that generates a particular item on a website, such as a button or search box. There are many websites that will generate free, customized code snippets to place in your website's template. With them, you can add surveys, badges, Google boxes, PayPal buttons, and more to specific places on your website. Generally, the program that generates the code snippet will explain where to place the code, but it won't tell you how to access your web template. A crash course in pasting to your template. If you have never used HTML coding before, you may not know how to find the template you need to paste code snippets into. Here's how. Log into your account for your hosting service and locate the File Manager. All web hosting services have a File Manager. Click on the link for the HTML editor. Note that for some hosting services, such as Yahoo GeoCities, the HTML editor is part of the File Manager. Open the HTML screens on both your File Manager and your HTML editor. In the HTML editor, open the web page you want to add the code snippet to. If you use a separate program such as Microsoft FrontPage to create your web pages, open the HTML editor in your web page program and copy the code. Then paste it into the HTML editor in your browser. Copy the code snippet you want to paste onto your computer's clipboard. Select the entire string and then either right-click and select Copy or choose Edit then Copy from the File menu at the top of your window. Insert the cursor into the HTML editor at the point where you want the code snippet pasted. Right-click and select Paste, or choose Edit then Paste from the File menu at the top of your window. Click Save on the HTML editor to save the changes. Some web server programs will allow you to preview your page before you save, so you can correct mistakes. How to install PayPal. If you decide to use PayPal as a payment option on your website, you can install either Buy Now buttons or the PayPal shopping cart system, depending on which PayPal program you're using. PayPal is one of the easiest systems to install. If you use Microsoft FrontPage to design your website, you can obtain free FrontPage tools from PayPal to easily add Buy Now buttons or a shopping cart. You can also set up subscription and other recurring payments with PayPal through FrontPage. If you don't have a lot of products and already use a shopping cart system, You can design custom Buy Now buttons for each of your products that will automatically redirect customers to a PayPal sales page that charges the amount you specify. To generate code for Buy Now buttons, log in to your PayPal account. Click on the Merchant Tools tab at the top of the page. Scroll down and click on the Buy Now buttons text link, located in the links box on the right-hand side of the page. Enter the requested information for the product you are creating the button for: item or service name, optional item ID number, price, currency, country. Select the style of Buy Now button you want to use. You can view more styles by selecting the radio button next to the Buy Now image, or link to a custom image on your website by entering the address of the image. Click Yes to encrypt your payment button. Click on Create button now. You will be taken to a new screen. Copy the code snippet that appears in the text box and paste it into your HTML template where you want the button to appear on your website. You can then repeat this process for each of your products, and you will be ready to accept PayPal payments right away. More PayPal benefits. Whether or not you use Microsoft Front Page, you can set up subscription or recurring payments through PayPal. Once you have set up and specified the subscription time frame, daily, weekly, monthly, or even annually, PayPal will automatically send out invoices until the account is cancelled. You can also specify 1 or 2 trial periods for each subscription and set up payment installments that end after a finite number of invoices. PayPal allows you to generate unique username and password combinations for your website as well. This is useful if you want to create a members-only section for added content, special offers, and promotions. Finally, when you accept PayPal payments on your website, you can enroll your online store in the PayPal Shops directory. Once you are enrolled, PayPal members can find your store when they search the directory for specific products or services. Listing your store in PayPal Shops is free. However, you are required to have either a Premier or Business PayPal account with at least one linked bank account and one linked credit card. Payment gateways. As previously discussed, payment gateways generate the code that transmits credit card information from your website to your merchant account service. Basically, it is the digital equivalent of a swipe terminal. It allows credit card information to be processed and the transaction approved in real time. What types of payment gateways are there? If you have a merchant account, there are 2 methods you can use to implement a payment gateway on your website. The first is to house the gateway on your server through your ISP, which typically requires software installation. The second is to operate the payment gateway through the merchant account server, a setup used most often for third-party merchant processors. Each method has advantages and disadvantages. If you house the payment gateway on your own server, you must have security measures in place to encrypt your customers' personal information. Also, if your payment gateway is separate from your shopping cart system or storefront software, you may have to reconfigure your entire website. However, there is an advantage to hosting the payment gateway yourself, in that you have direct access to customer information. This makes it easier to manage customers and track things like browsing habits, order history, and chargebacks. If you use a third-party merchant processor and the payment gateway is housed on a separate server, you will not be able to gain access to customer information. However, you also do not need to worry about site configuration or high-level SSL security encryption. And any problems that arise during the payment process are the responsibility of the third-party processor. How do I get a payment gateway? There are 3 ways to obtain a payment gateway for your online business. Each solution provides a different level of service, functionality, and customization, and the cost to implement them varies. Before you decide on a payment gateway solution, you should review the available options and decide which will work best for your business. In-house development. If you have a large internet business, or your company deals with web development and technical solutions, you can choose to develop a payment gateway yourself, or outsource a technical consultant to develop a custom gateway for you. This solution is obviously the most expensive and requires the greatest devotion of resources and time. In addition to creation time, custom payment gateways can require months of testing and redevelopment to work out all the bugs. However, if your business deals with a high volume of transactions, developing a custom payment gateway can save you quite a bit of money in the long run. Once the system is in place, you will not have to pay processing or transaction fees to a merchant account. Also, in addition to creating a professional and unified appearance for your website, a custom payment gateway allows complete control over your credit card processing. You will not lose business over problems with a merchant account server or pay hefty fees for chargebacks. Purchased gateway software. This solution represents the middle ground in regards to customization and upfront cost. Gateway software is typically associated with traditional merchant accounts. You can install the software and customize it to a greater degree than third-party merchant services allow. Your customers will not leave your website when they make purchases. However, you will still have to install and initially integrate the software with your website or shopping cart system. With gateway software, you are also responsible for any transaction errors or software glitches that occur during the ordering process. There are transaction fees associated with this type of system, but they are not as high as those of third-party merchant services. Software solutions, though still requiring some degree of tweaking, take far less time to install and integrate than in-house development solutions. Also, most payment gateway software programs are compatible with a range of shopping cart and storefront solutions. Third-party outsourced payment gateways. There are several advantages to using a third-party merchant service and housing the payment gateway on their server. One of the biggest advantages is the ability to have your credit card processing system set up in a matter of hours or days, instead of weeks or months. Also, as a merchant, you are not responsible for transaction errors that occur during the ordering process. The development and maintenance of the payment gateway is in the hands of the third-party provider. You don't have to integrate the gateway with your website, and you will not need to maintain a secure server. The disadvantages to a third-party payment gateway include higher processing fees and having your customers leave your website to place orders. Additionally, you do not have access to your customers' financial information.